We were out of town for a week, which means fresh chew marks around the house. Lovely. And as I was out surveying the damage, I caught this guy coming down for a little post-roof snack at the old table for one. So I grabbed the 9mm Leshiy 2 and I crept around the corner and delivered a good old 1-2 double tap. I know that one to the dome turned the light switch off, but man, that shoulder punch, oof, man, that's a lot of energy. That buttery smooth slow motion footage is a good transition into today's topic of discussing the use of slow motion kill shots, specifically the balance of education and entertainment. Now, this channel is all about educating you all on the effectiveness of a platform like the Leshiy 2 on nuisance critters you might have around your property. I find it a lot easier to demonstrate shot placement by using slow motion cameras or POV scope cam, and then some downrange cameras to capture those energy dumps so that you can see just how much power a modern day airgun can produce. To some folks, it might be unsettling to see an 81 grain hollow point tracer float across their screen in beautiful slow motion as it travels from muzzle to dome of an evil house-chewing tree rat. If that's you, then the next 8 or so minutes might not be your jam as I balance the line of education and entertainment, getting the squirrels to wave one last goodbye on their way to their forever nap. Here's a good look at the advantage of these slow-mo clips, where we get to see just how totally unnecessary this second shot is. That first 7.62 to the dome was perfect. The second, just a little bit of an insurance policy. You know, the Leshiy 2 just gives me an awful case of the might as well sometimes. Why send one when you could send 2, maybe even 3? Here's that shot in real time, so you can kind of get a feel for just how fast it is. As you can see, it's pretty hard to illustrate the effectiveness in real-time speed. So this one, we're really going to slow it down, and things become, well, crystal clear. The old Sparky replica chair usually makes its annual appearance around Halloween, so this one leans more into the entertainment side of things, but if you're here for education, well, watch how much more energy this shot carries from the last one where we go from 7.62 to 9mm. Now, believe it or not, I actually think that second would have been lethal by itself, as it just clipped the spinal cord at the base of the skull. The margin for error, though, in these 9mm pellets is pretty significant. Sometimes I have ammo discipline and just send a single shot downrange, and when I do, this is the shot placement and net result I'm looking for. Right between the eyes, instant lights out, as you can see from the massive energy transfer that rolls down the body.
Without money you can't buy nothing. Nothing is a damn old shame. When you're in the hole, you sell your soul.
Next up, another 9mm double tap, well, ish. First, well, that first shot was textbook. The second, just missed the old Texas heart shot, as that critter was already on its way down. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty hard to hit a moving target. I get a lot of questions about the setups I use, and to be honest, I just prefer showcasing this gun and the fun that I have with it through this type of content that you've been seeing so far in this video. A boring review vid? It's just that to me. But if these platforms like YouTube were ever to allow me to make a full-blown ad, I think it would be something like this. Some say pest control is a chore. We say it's an experience. Machined from aerospace-grade aluminum, precision engineered so pure, even NASA blushed. From 177 to 9mm, each trigger pull, it's not just a shot, it's a statement. Semi-automatic power that sends lead like poetry through the air. Quiet, compact, devastating. The EDgun Leshiy 2. Pest control. Reinvented. I digress. One can only dream where I can make a video like that. But what do you guys think? Hypothetically speaking, if I were allowed to make an ad like that, would that make you interested in learning more about the coolest airgun of all time, or nah? For me, I've always thought of this Leshiy 2 as a tool, and one that delivers a 9mm to the dome on a roof chewer, eating peanuts on a dollhouse replica old Sparky chair. Normal stuff. Clean, humane, and with a little sprinkle of entertainment on the side. Filming in slow motion is a great way to not just capture shot placement, but the energy dumps as well. Sheesh. That first shot had so much energy, it threw the rabbit back into the backstop. And the second, well, besides a cool little haircut, it's a reminder for me of knowing what's behind your target. And in this case, it's a proper backstop. Squirrels aren't my only problem critter. Chipmunks, man, these things are just incredibly destructive, especially underground. And to be honest, a slingshot would probably be enough for these little things. But for educational purposes, I think a 9mm is just much more humane. As you saw there, that first shot just absolutely liquefied the target. Leaving some floating fur was all that was left for that second one. But in real time, hey, look, you never know. If you ever find yourself with a 25 cal Leshiy 2 in your hands and a quartering squirrel at, about 30 yards, here's the ideal shot placement. That's the actual off switch. It's right at the base of the skull where the brain meets the spinal cord. Back on the chippers, and this time with the old 9mm Leshiy kiss. Right on the lips, it's just instantaneous lights out. Oof, that one would have been a taxidermy nightmare. Next up, another quartering squirrel, but this time with the perfect 7.62 forehead tap, caught in buttery smooth slow motion. Here's an almost identical shot, but this time with the 9mm. As a teachable moment and slow-mo reminder to myself, the safer shot placement on this angle would have been kind of more near the ear hole. A slight miss in either direction is still an effective dirt nap. This one was just an instant fold up on this guy. It's a 9mm just right down the pipe. 100% of the energy dumped into this guy as I found the pellet just sticking out its back. You could see that here in super slow motion there. Yeah, I mean, that is just instant snoozing. This one was a little bit high, but when you're putting a 9mm hollow point slug anywhere near the forehead of a squirrel, well, the results are going to be the same. Backflip right into a forever nap. I showed this one earlier, but this time it's really going to get slowed down to show the importance of a safe backstop for backyard pest control. Watch how much energy this thing still has after this clean pass-through right into the tree, and then it bounces off that oak tree and goes about 15 feet. If you enjoyed that clip, you should click this video to watch the full story.